Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Gentoo, your source for all things video game and tech related. As always, we're your hosts, Kate Cox
and Chris Young.
This is another week that sees us with little to talk about in the gaming world. We've got a couple releases, but nothing too notable. First off is Fallen Legion Revenants. This is an indie game that got delayed again and again due to the COVID pandemic, but now it's finally coming out. Think of the setting of Castlevania meets the gameplay of Valkyrie Profile, with a heavy focus on crafting, battle, and party management. This game released last week on February 16th for PS4 and the Nintendo Switch.
We've also got King of Seas, a new pirate adventure. Pirates were a big thing in gaming for a hot minute. Sea of Thieves, anyone? So what sets this pirate game apart from all the rest? Two things. First, it's an indie RPG that is focused primarily on naval warfare. You'll be spending more time on a ship and less time on land than any other pirate-themed title. Second, the entire world is procedurally generated, so no two playthroughs will ever be the same. This title released on February 18th for PS4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and PC. That's all for this week. Next up is Cade with A Different Reality.
There's no way you can hit me from here. Welcome back everyone to a new episode of A Different Reality, where you have to listen to me talk about whatever VR game I'm playing this week. I'm Kate Cox, and this week's game is Blade and Sorcery. Man, oh man, where to start? To me, Blade and Sorcery is a roller coaster of emotions. So just like last time, let's start with the surface level stuff. The game itself looks fantastic. The textures on both characters and the environment looks stunning, and borderline can be considered realism. Each map has its own aesthetic, and every weapon has unique chips and dings in the blade. Every weapon has its own feeling and style too. You're not going to swing a dagger around the same way you would a longsword. Each blade has its own weight distribution that really makes you adjust to what weapon is in your hands. The swordplay in this game is very, streaky. Sometimes you feel like you're swinging your sword, and sometimes it feels like it's swinging you. One minute you could be in an intense battle with an enemy that's full of attacking and parrying, and the next minute the enemy could literally run their chest into your sword. Archery, I think, is very underrated in this game. I wish the devs would give it a little more attention. I feel like the base they already have for it has a lot of potential. It is definitely not the easiest thing, but firing arrows was definitely one of my favorite mechanics in the game. Wow. Now to talk about the sorcery in Blade and Sorcery. Being able to conjure up a fireball in your hands at will is a feeling that everyone should experience. Now throwing said fireball at another person, maybe not. But it's not just fire, there's an electric spell as well as a gravity spell. Both are equally as satisfying and effective in battle. You can even add on-the-spot enchantments to your weapons with your sorcery. Just by holding up your spell near your blade for a few seconds, you can see your blade change with its new magical power. Now let's talk about the part of the game that is very, very frustrating. This game is a beta, so that means it's not a complete game, and it's going to change over time, which is great. On the previous update, Update 7, the game was full of character customization and full compatibility for modders to play around with. And when they released Update 8 in June of 2020, all mods went out the window, along with character customization and a large portion of the game's mechanics. The modding community behind Blade and Sorcery is huge, and seeing all of their work go out the window with the new update definitely hurt. Now there are mods for Update 8, but nowhere near the level they were available for Update 7. I will say that the earthbending mod I have is fantastic. You really get to release your inner avatar. When it comes to VR, one of the most important factors in any game is immersion. And some of the bugs and glitches that happen in this game take the immersion you had, squash it up into a ball, throws it on the ground, and stomps on it. I'm not kidding. When it's all said and done, Blade and Sorcery still has all the potential in the world. Recently they have taken one step forward and two steps back, but the devs are constantly listening to players and releasing frequent patches. I would definitely be looking for the next big update so I can hack and slash it a little bit more. I give Blade and Sorcery 6 out of 10.
How's it going everyone, and welcome to Game Over, the show where I select one game that launched terribly, see how they're holding up, and give my personal opinion on their improvements, or lack thereof. As a disclaimer, I'll mostly talk about games made by well-known or AAA developers, since they have a higher quality expectation. Well, now that you know what's going on, let's pull the rug out from under these games, point and laugh at them, and jump right into today's selection. Oh, Cyberpunk, you Herculean task of a video game. You are supposed to defy botched game launches, not join them. This game had one of the most anticipated releases in racing gaming history, which only grew with every delay that its developer, CD Projekt Red, announced. Fans were understandably upset about the multiple release delays, calling in sick to work and using vacation days to be able to delve into this new title, only to be met with a tweet basically saying, "Sorry, not today, see you in a month." The reason behind the delays though made sense on paper, with them stating that they simply didn't feel that the game was ready for launch yet, which seemed like an overall positive thing. Having the release date pushed back to have a more polished product? Sure, sounds good to me. Leaks about the game also added fuel to the flame for its launch, giving details at the expansiveness that it would provide. One of these leaks was unexpected, to say the least, revealing that players would have the ability to customize their junk. You know, you gotta at least give points for their creativity and boldness. The last big element that boosted hype for this launch actually didn't revolve around the gameplay of Cyberpunk 2077, but more so the marketing scheme behind it. This game was to be released on almost every single gaming platform in the current market, excluding mobile and Nintendo Switch for technical reasons. However, those technical reasons were the big issue in this game's marketing. Every trailer and every promotional material that was released was either captured on the highest end PCs or the next generation of consoles. However, CD Projekt Red pulled a pretty scummy move. They intentionally hid any footage of the game running on the now last-gen consoles from early reviewers, Sony, and Microsoft. Why is that, you ask? Well, basically, the game ran like absolute shit on the PS4 and Xbox One, and CD Projekt Red, they knew it did too. They kept this absolutely abysmal game performance covered up all the way until its release, and when people who weren't able to get a next-gen console thanks to the abundance of scalpers, which, side note, wasn't actually CD Projekt Red's fault, were greeted with the PS4 or Xbox One version of the game, well, actually most of the time they weren't even greeted by the game because it just ran that poorly. This disastrous performance on the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One were riddled with tons of game-breaking bugs. Alongside that, the beautiful visuals and performance that were showcased in the marketing were also completely gone with these last-gen consoles, making PlayStation 2 games look revolutionary in comparison. Cyberpunk 2077's launch was met with immense outrage due to the clearly unfinished product and the shady marketing tactics. The game itself has been receiving multiple patches, fixing many of the bugs, and the story is actually very enticing and well written. All in all, despite this game's beyond disappointing launch, I actually would recommend getting it, but only if you have a next-gen console or a high-end PC.
So far, you've explored a different reality and looked at games that had a comeback.
Now look out for some killer content from Austin, Cody, and John, coming later on Gentoo.
Welcome back to Scrambled Secrets, where we show off the best hidden Easter eggs in video games. I'm video game enthusiast Austin Claypool, and today we'll be looking at Spider-Man PS4. Boy oh boy, where do I even begin? Spider-Man PS4 is the best superhero game I've played this decade. If you haven't picked up a copy for yourself, you're missing out on a spectacular game. This game is everything you want from a superhero game, and more specifically, everything you want from a Spider-Man game. The open world is large, but also extremely detailed. Swinging is your main mode of transportation, and it is a delight. Normally web swinging is the way to tell good Spider-Man games from bad ones. But now that I've finally 100%ed the game, let's take a look at some Easter eggs hidden in Spider-Man PS4.
Throughout the city there are countless buildings you may recognize from Marvel comics, movies, etc. Here are just a few of my favorites. First off, we have the Secret Sanctum. This is Doctor Strange's place of work. This is a beautiful building complete with a mysterious red glowing window on top. Too bad there's no way to get inside. Next is the Wakanda Embassy. This is a reference to Black Panther, R.I.P. Chadwick Boseman. Although this building does blend in with its surroundings, you'll notice they are actually flying the Wakanda flag out front. This next one is a blink and you'll miss it, or if you're just not familiar with Daredevil. Either way, Fogwell's gym is the place that Daredevil's father trained to box, and later taught his son. This building is the headquarters for Tony Stark's damage control. That name may sound familiar, as it was the company Adrian Toomes, aka the Vulture, worked for in Spider-Man Homecoming. There is also a reference to Iron Fist, aka millionaire Danny Rand, another superhero based in New York City. Another thing I love about this game is the sheer amount of suits. There are 40 unique suits to unlock and each has its own backstory. The Advanced Suit, Classic Suit, Noir Suit, Scarlet Spider, Spider Armor, Last Stand, Comic Book, UK, the list goes on and on. One of the more difficult suits to obtain has Peter donning, well, underwear. But these underwear aren't your average tighty-whities, no. These are Spider-Man underwear, complete with the iconic Spidey symbol and Spider-Man waistband. The final Easter egg for today isn't even hidden, as long as you play through the story. After beating the mission titled Don't Touch the Art, Peter and MJ are talking at a diner. After Peter quickly leaves to deal with hero business, Stan Lee, the creator of Spider-Man and countless other Marvel heroes, makes a special appearance.
That's all I've got for this episode of Scrambled Secrets. Make sure to tune in next time for even more hidden Easter eggs you may have missed in your favorite video games. As always, I'm your host, Austin Claypool. Thanks for watching.
Hello and welcome back to Monkey Plays, where Trenton and I try to survive Rust. Last week you guys saw us make a team, collect resources, and build a house. This week we are going to be focusing on collecting scrap so we can create a level 2 workbench. What is scrap and why do we need it? Scrap is an item in the game and can be seen as a form of currency. It is important in researching, crafting, and repairing items. As you can see, we are in a new base. That is because our old base got raided. All is well, that is Rust. Trenton and I created a new house and we're ready to get back into it. For today's episode, I mentioned we were going to be focusing on getting scrap. You can get scrap in many different ways, but for today, we'll just be hitting barrels and recycling components. So without further ado, welcome to Rust. So how do we get scrap? There are numerous methods of getting scrap, but for today, Trenton and I will just be sticking with the simpler way by just hitting barrels and looting regular, military, and tool crates. When you hit a barrel, it drops a few pieces of scrap and also items called components. Components are important in Rust, but we're just focusing on recycling, so I'll get to the importance of components in a later episode. When looting crates, they have unique drop table compared to the barrels. Barrels can only drop components and scrap, while crates have the ability to have clothes, weapons, armor, and also components. By doing a couple of barrel and crate runs, we should have the necessary amount of scrap we need in no time. The next way to obtain scrap is by recycling components found in crates and barrels. You can recycle other items in the game, they just won't give us scrap. So I'm not going to highlight the other items, but for example, rope recycles into cloth, and a metal blade recycles into metal fragments. The recycler is one of the best ways of obtaining large amounts of scrap. The second way is gambling, which I'll cover in a future video, but think of it as kind of like a roulette wheel. So why do we want scrap? We want scrap, approximately 500 pieces of scrap, so we can build what is called a level 2 workbench. Workbenches are important to the game because it allows us to craft items. Crafting is important in Rust because it helps you progress further in the game and allows you to build weapons, armor, ammo, clothes, cars, and tools. Thank you guys for watching. Today, Trenton and I got some scrap and built a level 2 workbench. Next week, we are going to be going to our first card room. There are 3 cards in Rust: the green card, then the blue card, and finally, the red card. Tune in next week when we go loot the green room. This has been Cody with Monkey Plays. I'll see you next week, and thank you for watching the video.
Welcome back to Hidden Gems in Gaming. I'm your host, John Taylor, and this week's Hidden Gem sits pretty close to home for me as it is one of my favorite games that I continue to play almost every single day. Still, a lot of people might not know this game, and only know the games it is replicating. This week's Hidden Gem is Clone Hero. If you were a fan of Guitar Hero or Rock Band back in the day, and missed the good old days of coming home after school and shredding on those songs, Clone Hero is on another level. Although this game is PC exclusive, if you have an old Xbox Guitar Hero controller laying around somewhere in your closet from your days of shredding on Rock Band, you can easily download and play this game, as it is free to play. Clone Hero came out back in 2017 as an open source program that allows you to use a Guitar Hero controller to play charts made by other charters on this program. exactly like you would see in Guitar Hero, except it allows way more custom songs to be made and played. Since the release, this game has received lots of support from the community of players and has allowed it to grow exponentially to where it is now. With thousands of players in the community and hundreds of charters making new songs daily, the songs list is endless. This game has a database that is updated daily of new songs that you can play, and it is extremely easy to upload to the game. Simply search on the database for the song you want to find, download the song you want to play, drag the file to the songs folder, launch the game and click on Scan Songs to look through the files, and boom, you're ready to jam. After the lack of Guitar Hero games that were made after the final game came out more than 10 years ago, besides the flop of the game Guitar Hero Live, we don't speak of that game anymore. The fans of those games, like myself, were hungry for more, but instead of waiting an eternity for a release that may never even happen, a group of people put together this program on PC to allow other people to chart out custom songs and then upload them and play the game exactly like Guitar Hero. Plus, you can even add any of the original Guitar Hero Rock Band songs from your days of shredding on this game. Now, let's watch me shred.
Hey everyone, welcome to a new episode of Project Delta. As always, I'm your host, Aaron James, and with me this week,
Kate Cox.
now he is a familiar face on the show, not just Delta, but Gentoo in general. You might have seen him around.
Yeah, I'm here. You see me every once in a while.
He is the janitor. He does appear in a couple videos every now and then, mopping the floors, squeaky clean. Today we're playing the so far lackluster, subpar, split screen Black Ops Cold War Zombies, and let me tell you, it is ugly. This is like a 55-inch TV, and we're probably getting like 40 inches of it.
Yeah, we're not getting our money's worth with this TV.
And I understand split screen is like demanding and stuff, but you figure that a next-gen console playing a cross-gen game be able to pick up the slack. I don't know.
It's weird that we've gone so far in video games yet we haven't figured out how to get 60 on split screen. I guess, I don't know, I've been playing split screen forever. I mean, everybody's had to share their console with a little brother, sister, cousin, or whatever. But split screen's never been fun, ever. No one's ever enjoyed split screen. Especially when you do like PvP, you can be like, oh, nuke.
Everybody's screen peeking.
Yeah, screen peeking, yeah, screen
watcher.
peeking.
Oh, call my mom. She's gonna be furious. You were peeking my screen.
No, this is my first time playing on this map.
Yeah, this is a brand new map.
It's a brand new map?
It released last week.
What's the name of it
Or
again?
maybe almost 2 weeks now. It's called Firebase Z.
Firebase Z.
Yeah, probably Firebase
Now,
Zebra.
correct me if I'm wrong.
Because, you
I've
know,
read up a little
not
bit on it because
zombies.
you know it's my job to be up to date on these things. We're in Vietnam, correct?
Vietnam?
I
Is
think
that where this
is
takes
that where
place?
the map takes place?
I'd believe it. There is a battlefield that will here.
Whoa, whoa.
We gotta enter the teleporter, Cade. Follow me.
I'm getting bopped.
I'm not gonna lie. I can hardly see.
Yeah, I'm
how
headed
bad-
up.
I can't.
I don't know where this. I'm headed to the waypoint.
Oh, it's dark.
You're on your own. Well, I'll wait for you. Come on. Can people come by? You
Yeah.
see, the audio, man. It sounds like they're in front of me, but they're behind me. It sounds like they're beside me, but they're in front of me. All right. Where does this go?
As somebody that has played a little bit of multiplayer on this game, I think the audio is actually at least in multiplayer, in a better spot than Modern Warfare, and I mean that legitimately. Like, Modern Warfare, I love the game, but I had so many issues with like being able to pinpoint where somebody was. Like, I'd hear them, I'd know they were around me, but like up was down, down was up. It was.
I know in Modern Warfare was a little bit of an issue, especially on launch.
Yeah, and it has gotten better since then, so I shouldn't. But yeah, I think this is the Vietnam you were talking about.
Okay, cool. I played quite a bit of D Machina. however you pronounce that.
The
first
first
zombies
map.
map. Yeah, I beat that Easter egg by myself. I was popping off, I was having a good time. But yeah, I just kind of fell off because I played a lot of it. But I haven't gotten a chance. I am re-downloading Cold War right now to play this later. But this is the debut of me playing it.
Excellent. The very special occasion where Cade
You're witnessing
debuts
history.
his zombie skills on Gentoo, a map that he's never played, and this man's a professional.
Oh,
He's
I've-
a professional zombie player.
I've been playing zombies for about 10 years now. I think that's fair to say. When did the first one come out? 2008, World at War? Something like that?
Yeah.
I remember
definitely
playing that.
2008.
The first time I played that, it gave me nightmares.
I was hooked from
kid? Oh.
like the instant.
For sure.
I remember staying up to download Verrucht, the first map pack, and like, I don't know, it was like 4 gigabytes on the 360, and it took like hours. It took so long, and I remember when it got done downloading, and all of a sudden I was greeted with all kinds of new things like perks and traps, and it was
Verrucht
awesome.
was wild. That was a lot for my little brain to wrap
Yeah,
around.
I agree.
For sure. I could not find the box for the life of me. Am I just blind, or is it the split screen messing with me?
But I do enjoy seeing, zombies still having life, like all these years later.
It's really interesting with the way they took it. It used to just be an arcade game, just see how long you can last, get as many guns as you can, and have fun. But now it's taken on this like storyline of different universes and timelines, and it's fun that it's based around the same characters that we saw 10 years ago. That were the first, I think.
Well, not
Shino
anymore.
Numa or
I was gonna
Verrucht?
say not anymore though.
No, there's a bunch now, but like that's where the original
Yeah.
the original
it was
characters have a big
Shino Numa.
storyline. Yeah.
Because Verrucht, you were still nameless Marines.
Uh-huh,
But even in
yeah.
this though, like now you play as these random operators from the multiplayer.
Which I'm cool with.
There's a couple, yeah, because like the returning characters and like new characters tell the story through like the voice comms and all that, and that's nice.
That is nice. I like that there's a little bit of a narrative you can follow.
As far as gameplay systems, Zombies has also seen like great improvement. Like now you have custom class for zombies, you have different like abilities that you can upgrade, essentially like your accuracy with certain guns or cooldown on your I don't even know what it's called, your Aether device. Like I can sit here and hit this ice. I've upgraded that.
I think what's
Mine's super
underrated, a
powerful.
thing that's been upgraded, is being able to mantle in zombies.
Yes,
being
no,
able
that's
to
huge.
jump and parkour your way away from any kind of danger.
Hopping over this
Yes,
railing
it's
even, just something like that.
So
Big.
underrated.
Yes.
Like that, you can't. That's so powerful.
Which is kind of funny because I feel like in the multiplayer, I find myself a lot of the times frustrated with the things I can't climb up onto. And I feel like there's plenty in Zombies that
Definitely.
you can.
At some point, we're going to be able to interact and climb over whatever we want.
Well, like Modern Warfare, the multiplayer was all about climbing on stuff. And in this one, I feel like it is much less so. Like, in the multiplayer at least. Like you said, in Zombies, you can. And like, it's not like you can't get up on boxes and stuff in multiplayer, but there are a lot more artificial boundaries than there were in Modern Warfare.
What is that, dude?
Oh, he's coming!
No, what is
It's
that?
called a mimic.
It's called a what?
Oh, you see Cade over here dodging. He thinks he's about to get hit.
That thing's tore. I'm not even near it, and I'm scared.
It's coming for
I'm glad it's
me.
coming for you. What is that? Is that like the new boss?
No. Well, it's a boss
It's not
thing,
the boss?
but it's not the boss.
Did you kill it?
No. I've got a 1911.
Oh, dude!
I'm out here using Grandpappy's
What is
pistol,
that?
trying to fight him off.
Oh, I'm not even denting it.
Back in the war.
The zombies are walking, I'm running. Dude, look out, coming in hot, bogey! Ah! Oh, it is tearing you up. You're on your own, I'm out. Nope.
I went to the village. You're on your own.
What do you mean? You left?
I took the teleporter. Goodbye.
Is this a gun? Can I buy it?
You are dead.
Oh! Oh, open it! What is this? Aether reactor? Let's activate. What does it do?
That's how you get the power on. Yeah, we've kind of just been running around aimlessly. I'm not entirely complaining. I've been having fun.
Dude, I'm terrified.
You're terrified? Cade is known to be the
You left
the
me
crew
under the bus.
weenie.
I'm not a weenie.
He is frightened very easily.
I'm gonna kill this thing and I'm gonna be the new king. Oh, I'm out of ammo. Oh.
Don't worry,
Dive,
Cade. I'll come
duck,
save your
dip,
life.
dive, and dodge, baby. Got him. What do I get? You get nothing?
You get diddly.
That's highway robbery. That thing's a bullet sponge and I got nothing?
So, Cade, are you feeling the adaptive triggers while you're playing?
I
Have you
noticed
been?
that. I don't have a PS5, but I was really excited when they said they were going to do that, just because that's more haptic feedback in gaming. I
Yeah.
think that's,
Like, look at this. I don't know.
it's difficult to
Look
press.
at. Can you see it? Like, it'll start moving on it.
Oh yeah, the
Like, I
recoil.
don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It's pretty cool.
So is that something you could turn off?
Yeah, you
Obviously-
can. You can turn it off. And
That's weird, because I know most people are probably just going to turn it off. But I mean,
I don't think so. Like,
really?
I know, and I know I've seen a lot of people say that. Even my own friends, which a couple of them have, because they think they're like that good that it'll make that like minute difference is gonna slow down their gameplay. I can promise you that like
They're still going 14 and 14.
I am well that too. Yeah, like it hasn't affected my performance. I still do all right, you know. Like I don't feel like I'm playing any worse than I was. And I love the feeling of it though. Like I'll go to play Warzone and it doesn't have it because it's a PS4 title and it's just missing, you know, it's absent. Like I really enjoy the kick and the feel.
I do find myself gripping the controller way harder than usual. Oh, what was that? This is...
All right, so what round are we on? 7? It's been a pretty good run, but we are about out of time here on Project Delta.
Good, get me out of here for one of those big things shows up.
Cade, as always, it was an honor having you. Everybody,
Thank you so much for having
I'd like
me.
to thank you guys for coming out to watch. As always, I'm your host, Aaron James. See you next time on Project Delta and, of course, Gentoo.